everyone. Do not go changing or adjusting your viewing devices. This is Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Max Episode Wrestling 507. It is better known as a TSK takeover. I am your hostess for the mostest, as I'm here each and every week, the man they call El Jefe, Moses Marquez, and I'm joined by the two members, or I should say two of the three members of the TSK, Daniel Crimmins, DC, and of course, Robert Davis. What it do, boys? Welcome aboard. We appreciate y'all filling in. But as you all can see right here, you can tell some things probably didn't work out, and this is why the captain's not here this week. So after this haunting Halloween finale from last week where him and the DMNS captured the, conquered, I should say, the Carolina Reapers. But tonight, before we get too deep into the nonsensory and behind Max, we get into the pro wrestling part of it. So coming up tonight, we look back at WWE's week in Saudi Arabia in a very rare Wednesday night war between AEW and NXT. Halloween is over, and now we look ahead at promo series. Beer addresses the world challenger, a friend of ours, and maybe a friend of yours, Mike Larkin. Plus, unlike the Yankees, bullshit, we made it all the way to match week 7 in the Golden Gauntlet. And after a dethroning of Blade Rodriguez, boy, am I happy about it last week, Travis Walker Anderson holds the pole position. And this week's challenger is none other than your man, my man, the best tag team partner a man can ask for, Beer, our world champion. Do not forget to hit the thumbs up right here, the subscribe button on the famous new YouTubes. Head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast, and head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And before y'all get too antsy and we get into the fun stuff, go check out Cypher the Prophet's TikTok page for the brand new show, for the post show, After Max, I should say, hosted by our very own, still for the current time being, television champion, Cypher. And you know how that's going to be. You know I'm going to know the boys. We're itching to talk some AEW. But before we get all that stuff done, we got to give it to the man. We got to go right into NXT because it was a Wednesday night war. So we will start with NXT. Beer, take it away.
What's good, everyone? This is Beer. This is your NXT review from the famous ECW arena. So we're going to kick it off with a sick ECW style intro, which was quite banging. So we have the opening match tonight, which sees Lola Vice and Jada Parker with ECW legend Dawn Marie as a special referee. Now, this match was fucking great. It was more of them beating the living piss out of each other more than like a technical sort of match. They beat the piss out of each other, and it was an absolutely fantastic match. We even had a teardrop on the ladder on Lola by Jada. Jada then picks up the win with the drive-by. Very, very good opener. And we had a dawn of NXT, Tony and D'Angelo arriving to be confronted initially by Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen, to be interrupted by the FBI. Nunzio challenged Tony D'Angelo for the North American title match, in a match that we did have later on. Tony D picked up the win, but Nunzio looked fucking great. Do I mind seeing Nunzio for one more run? Who says no? Then we get Ethan Page and Rich Holland cutting a promo on the tag team match that we have later on tonight between them and against Trick Williams and Bully Ray. We then have Kalani Jordan seen stretching backstage and then speaks to have a chat with Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam. And he was also impressed how well his splits was. And to be fair, even I was. Damn you, Carmel Hayes, lucky bastard. And then RVD was then attacked by Wesley in the back before the match with Javon Evans. And this match was fantastic. Wes actually had a mad brain buster on the stairs and actually gave me a little bit of shivers. I was a bit worried because I didn't want Javon to get injured. Right at the end of the match, RVD does appear before Wes was going to hit Javon Evans with a steel chair. And Javon hits an incredible 5-star frog splash from literally on one side of the ring to the other for the 1-2-3. Great match. And then Ava comes out and makes the special announcement. Now, this is something that was a little bit disappointing. I expected it to either be a debut of a free agent, or they got a deal with Noah, in the Japanese promotion. Mo will tell you more. He probably knows more Japanese wrestling than me. We get the announcement that Deadline is confirmed for December 7th in Minneapolis. Mr. Stone insults the crowd in Philadelphia, say that Boston is a better crowd, New York's a better crowd, probably not a good idea, and then to be gored by ECW legend Rhino. And where we are. So next up, we do have the tag match between Ridge Holland and Ethan Page against Trick Williams and Bully Ray. It was a very decent match, but a very shock conclusion that Ridge Holland pinned Trick Williams. Unexpected, but I think a part of it makes a little bit of sense. A bit disappointed with the end of the main event. The match, I'm still recovering from my illness, by the way. And after the match, Trick goes looked for the table, and there was none found on the ring because Ethan Page said that there was going to be no tables found until the theme music hit, and we have an appearance from Devon Dudley. Brings out a table. Bully and Trick Williams double chokeslam Ethan Page through the table. So it looks like it's now going to be Trick Williams against Ridge Holland, likely now to be at Deadline. Then we have Ava speaking to Fraxium and gives them confirmation that their next challenges will be revealed next week. There'll be a meeting with all the tag teams, but I can see maybe team from TNA, hopefully, and please be the Rascals. Please. Bastards, just get the Rascals. And then we have the 10-woman tag match in the main event. We have Fatal Influence, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez taking on Kalani Jordan, Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya, Jordan Grace, and Julia. Absolute barn burner main event. We even had an appearance from Francine in the crowd. And this match was incredible. This is why Man has said for a long time that NXT is the best women's division on this planet right now. So shut up, Mercedes. You are talking crap. And I got respect for AEW. I mean, I like the product. I mean, I watch it like when I have time. You know, I'll catch up with Dynamite every once in a while. But NXT's women's division right now is on fire. So Mercedes, stop talking crap. Zarya actually pins Roxanne Perez, hits her with the F5. So now she's been pinned now by Stephanie Vaquer and Zarya, but not yet been pinned by Julia. So I think it's a sign that I think Julia will not win the women's title yet. I think that's going to be made for Stand and Deliver. I'm going to have the main event. I'm going to call it now. Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Zarya will be your main event for Stand and Deliver. Calling it right now. Man can read things. And the Iron Survivor men's and women's matches are going to start on Tuesday for NXT. It's going back to Tuesday because of the presidential election. So NXT went up against AEW. Speaking of AEW, guys are wondering, what time are we going? We are... What time is it? You know, I know it's 7 minutes past 3 in my time here in the UK. It's Thursday now in the UK. You know what that means. So we're going over now to the man, the myth, the icon, the legend, my tag team partner, the big dog, the legend, Moses Marquez El Jefe, with Last Night at Dynamite. Partner, floor is yours.
Thank you, Beer. We appreciate the introduction. Appreciate the fun stuff. Shout out to the world champions. So, boys, literally just finished watching Dynamite. I'm going to make a shocking revelation. I fucking passed out like the last 10 minutes because I don't know. I think, Rob, you were literally the one that had said it. Like, if this was the best match, and we were talking about a women's match of a Penelope Ford, who, by the way, hasn't been on AEW television in 2 fucking years. If that was the best match on this overly stacked card, what the fuck is going on?
It was something to behold. You know, we were all pretty excited last week because we saw the card and we were just like, yo, this is the most stacked card. It's been in a while. This is gonna be great. And everything just kind of fell flat, to be honest. It was kind of weird. The women's match was a really good match.
Yes.
Kind of a shame that it was, I don't want to say wasted, but that it was just on regular TV. Like, I'm sure they'll build to a pay-per-view match or whatever, but that would have been cool to see like at a pay-per-view or something. It would have been great like on a full gear, maybe even a 0 hour. I don't know, but for as stacked as the show this of this caliber, it was very lackluster.
Lackluster. I love it. DC, give me something. Was there anything you could take away from the show before we start breaking it down?
I will say this. It seems like when they go head to head with NXT, at least lately, they don't pull out all the stops. They
No.
don't. And I will say this week's episode of NXT, while fun, apart from the main event, this was a very beatable episode.
Hey.
Yikes.
It was a nostalgia episode. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but let's be real here. They should have beaten them.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
AEW should have won this. I don't think they're going to, though.
You say that, and I am inclined to agree with you when you get the ECW vibes in an NXT show, WWE show, regardless of the brand, if you will. It garners a lot of attention. That like I just said, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and for a lot of people, ECW is that drug. The old hardcore days of blood, guts, high flying action, boobies, if you will, and of course New Jack trying to kill somebody in a goddamn scaffold match. But we can't talk about that right here. But it is fun to reminisce. But yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I've been talking to some guys, maybe a little bit towards you guys. I've been talking to some other people. Call it for what it is. Maybe it's just me. I'm hoping it's just me. Wrestling has lost a little bit of edge. Whether it be WWE, I guess, finally getting into the actual wrestling game, if you will, and trying to actually compete with AEW, and a little bit of New Japan. And at the same time, I think that's also another big catalyst of itself. New Japan not being as hot of a product as it has been, being able to be the alternative guy, you know what I mean? To be able to go check out some New Japan, hang out, watch some. What did we just watch the other day? Some of the ML Pro, some of the was it the Maple Leaf Pro? That was actually a damn good couple shows. You know what I mean?
That was a lot of fun.
But that's the entire thing right now. Is it's like, unless you're, I gotta say it this way, branching outside of the big leagues, wrestling's kind of lost a little bit of luster.
A little bit.
It's funny because I think a couple months ago we were talking about how TK seems to like to book murders.
Hey,
and things like that. I think maybe he wants to lay back on the murderous intent for a bit, which I guess for the average viewer that's fine, but bring on the murders.
You know what? The way they looked at it tonight, it was definitely a little bit of the bring on the murder. So let's jump into it. The Hurt Syndicate.
Mo,
go ahead.
Before we get that, I do think it's worth mentioning. You mentioned New Japan's kind of lackluster now. Well, a lot of their big name stars left.
Yeah.
Ospreay gone. Okada gone. Tanahashi on his way out. Like, WWE went through that period too. Like, all the big companies go through that. Like, I mean, Naito, I love him, but he's no spring chicken.
No. The man has worse knees than some people I know.
And that neck, though?
The neck. No Will Ospreay. No real young up-and-comers. I mean, Kenny's going to come back for a match at Wrestle Kingdom. But yeah, it just
One
seemed...
match. Wow.
Exactly. Exactly my point. Again, we're getting a little lackluster. Thank God the Indies are there. But the Hurt Syndicate. I can't do the name. I can't do it. MVP has officially made his... or not MVP, I should say, but Bobby Lashley has officially been announced to the people. The Hurt Syndicate was fully announced. The giant celebration. There's a massive reaction for Bobby Lashley. They address the crowd out. It's a life-changing potential. Accepting the Hurt Business' business card. The Hurt Syndicate. The Hurt Syndicate. I'm gonna say it a bunch. The Hurt Business. Goddammit. It's Hurt Business. They're literally rambling, and then Swerve comes out, and he's fucking furious, and he just says, "Bobby Lashley, full gear." And I'm like, okay. It's pretty short and sweet to the point. However, this was a fucking waste of my time. This is classic 10 years ago WWE Raw opening the show. Classic. Where you don't give a shit about a fucking faction. They bring out a guy that you kind of care about but has lost some momentum. They're trying to make you care about that guy again, but the reality of the matter is the guy in the new faction is going to get a dub. The writing is on the fucking wall. And not in a cool, oh, hey, let's see what Bobby Lashley can do. We know what Bobby Lashley can do. We know it.
We've known it for almost 20 years.
Yeah, we've known it for quite a while. I'm kind of I'm in the agreement with you. The only thing that I like about this is it didn't go long.
No, thank God.
Those opening segments that last 15, 20, 25 minutes, that's a bunch of crap. It's not a good way to start a show.
No.
IMO.
Ayo.
You know, as short as it was, to the point, perfect. Still don't really care about the Hurt Syndicate, but we got some time.
Got some time.
It's nice to see Shelton. I've always been a fan of Shelton. Doing what Shelton does.
I give him shit. I do each and every week so far, at least since he's been back, or at least he's been at AEW. I gave him shit. I mainly give the announcers shit, and the reason is and again, I'm with you guys. We're in the same boat. I'm a fan of Shelton Benjamin. I loved his Ring of Honor run with Charlie Haas. I thought, again, world's greatest tag team, living by the name, dying by the name. But for me, it's like when they tried to Brock Lesnar him. Oh, he's a multiple-time fucking NCAA All-American. Bro, in the 1990s, like, he didn't, again, if you want to make that argument, who made the argument with me? There was somebody on TikTok that made the argument with me. Well, and we always gave Kurt Angle credit for gold medals. That's a gold medal.
Yeah.
That is a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, okay? With a broken freaking neck. And that's a massively different thing. There are dudes right now that are all. Look at Gable Steveson, a 2-time All-American and 2-time fucking national champion as well. He did fuck all. I don't think Kurt Angle won a single national title outside of a gold medal.
With a broken freaking neck.
Say it again.
Only one person that could say that. Curtis Angle.
Curtis Angle. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'll say it. They're pushing the wrong one in this feud with Swerve. They didn't need Bobby Lashley. They let him do Indies, let him do MMA. Fuck it, who cares? Shelton
back that first part.
is your star. Shelton's got the charisma. Shelton's got the in-ring ability. I would much rather see Swerve versus Shelton or Swerve versus MVP.
I could probably do without
Bobby
the MVP,
Lashley
but yeah.
Has the charisma of a wet paper bag.
That's
it looked cool.
He is a Vince McMahon guy.
You can play the game look how he did in TNA or Impact or whatever.
I am already seeing it now. People, AEW people, some of their fans are cheering him to no end, but yet they were booing him about a year ago when he was in WWE.
Mm-hmm. You bet that ass.
You're fickle.
Tell him.
Shut your mouth. Sit in the corner.
Tell him. So you know who's not fickle? Is these new, what do they call them? The Death Riders. The new faction name.
Yes.
Great new name. Awesome fucking intro. Claudio Castagnoli and Pac teaming up against Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. Actually, a pretty good opener. Again, we're building towards Orange Cassidy versus Mox for the AEW title. I get a little bit of Sting and like Hulk Hogan vibes because I've been calling this faction for the last couple of weeks outside of the Moxley Murder Crew, which by the way, that's a name trademarked by Daz. You're welcome for that. For me though, I've been calling them the Nexus World Order because they're vicious in their attacks, like the Nexus. They leave people laying, but there is like cool and out for blood as like the NWO was. They always got something to say. It's like a nice combination of the two, you know. And I'm not saying it like I'm dogging on it. I'm not dogging on their thing. I like it right now. I do. If you look, I can't take it for what it is. Let's just be honest. I can't fucking sugarcoat it anymore. I can't take it for what it is. I have to label it as something because when I label it as something, then it actually means something. Because to me, it's Jon Moxley making these other guys look like a bunch of fucking stooges. It's Jon Moxley, it's Marina Shafir, and it's the fucking Stooges. Okay, so like if you want to, like, if I can fucking put some spin on it, I will, and make them all popular. But how long this lasts, I have no idea. Again, I'm hoping Orange Cassidy gives us the Stinger vibes. allows us, to be the guy that beats Hulk Hogan to go on to win and the whatever, but didn't go down that way.
It didn't. And, the one thing that's on my mind, that's probably on a lot of people's mind, is, does Pac own street clothes? Mans is always in his gear.
My man walks up and down Blackpool in his trunks. I promise.
He was born in his wrestling gear.
Swear to God. I mean, if I had 15 abs and, trapeziuses like Pac, I'd probably walk around half
I'd
naked.
say fucking I'd be bald.
Hair too.
I mean, fuck, you can't keep that shit hidden.
No, sir.
But to go on with your point, Moxley Murder Crew is a fantastic name. Good job, Daz.
I like that better.
Right? It's nice.
I kind of do too. It rolls off the tongue very nicely. Death Riders is fantastic. I've been saying this for a long time. I was always hoping that Mox would start that faction in Japan because, New Japan's more faction-based. So it would make more sense over there. But this whole thing, Mox is just Mox and his crew killing everybody. It's great. We get this. It almost feels like a darker side of Orange Cassidy. It's a little bit different.
The Blood Orange Cassidy.
Blood Orange Cassidy. I mean, trademark that shit too. Sorry, Tony. But it's kind of interesting to see where this goes. And
I can see Mike now.
Yes, but where this is going, I like where it's going. It's going to be something different, I think. Most importantly for Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. A guy that doesn't need a butt ton of momentum is going to get it, and God only knows where it's going to go on with that. Let's see. Well, no. Oh, okay. DC disagrees. Okay.
It's not going to be Orange Cassidy winning it.
Well,
it's going to be Danhausen.
Yes, very evil you are. See, I love it already. Give me Danhausen.
You got him under contract. Bring him fucking back.
Where the fuck is he? He break another leg?
He's not hiding under the ring. That's for damn sure.
I don't know where this guy is, but yeah.
Hey, Tony, call him.
Yeah.
Daniel von Hausen. We need you back, sir.
Yes, sir. We need you. So I just got to touch on this because we got to get into the show. That's the whole point. Claudio was doing everything in his power to trademark Gut Wrench City, not Suplex City, because he is just hucking and chucking Orange and Darby like a mofo. I forget.
Sack of potatoes.
Like sack of potatoes. I forget what exactly went down. I want to say, let's see, Yuta jumped in after the match ended. Fucking shit went awry. John Moxley comes down. It's choking out Orange Cassidy. Fucking there's the skateboard by Darby Allin. All of a sudden, it's like a 5-on-1, and out comes, the whole conglomeration comes down. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Rocky Romero, and Tomohiro Ishii. They're down there, like, fighting, and then we fucking end up backstage. I don't understand how that happens, but it goes down.
We were here, then we were there.
It took us to a commercial. We go to backstage. Renee's talking with fucking Ricochet, who I swear to God, this guy spends more money on suits, and he spends a little more money on, like, somebody to teach him how to cut better promos, because he's just... I swear to God, we got dudes in the fucking Golden Gauntlet cut better promo than fucking Ricochet does, but they ain't got half the suit money.
It's true. It's always a good thing to have suit money. I think Rico will get there.
Hey.
As long as he has a good suit, he says the right words. Once he learns what the right words are, he'll be fine.
Give him some time.
Hear me out.
He's still got 17 abs.
Uh-oh.
I got an idea. You bring in Samantha Urban as his manager.
Fucking hell.
Hear me out. You turn Ricochet heel.
I don't know if you could play that up with an announcer.
He can never speak again, though.
Yeah.
You don't. There are some people that just can't talk.
It would have to be...
cannot talk.
That's true. It would have to be like a Lana and Rusev kind of thing.
Not Lana and Lashley?
No. Stop it. We're not talking about negativity. All right, let's talk some negativity. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Tomohiro Ishii against the Nueve Chris Jericho, the new Ring of Honor World Champion, Big Bill, Brian Keith, in a fight without honor. This was some bullshit thrown with some bullshit, and I don't know.
You know what? I got the fuck up, and I went to the grocery store because I was not going to sit through this goddamn match. I am not in the minority here. There is a large majority of us, and I hope this gets clipped when I fucking clip it.
Hell yeah.
We don't want to see Chris Jericho every week anymore.
No.
It's been so consistent, and it's been so consistently bad.
Like, yeah,
take a break, please. Go on tour.
For the love of God.
Something, please.
I will buy a Fozzy ticket if you fuck off.
I'll be right there with you.
Again, you are not in the minority. This is very much how we all have felt. Because I think what it is we got a little accustomed to him working 6, 7 months, 5, 6 months, taking a 3-4 month hiatus, and then come back and do it all over again. We got real used to that.
It made us appreciate him.
Exactly.
I will say that. There's something called the scarcity of not being the fuck on TV every week that, shows your value. And Chris Jericho is, in my opinion, in the conversation of GOAT.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man's reinvented himself time and time and time again. We need a fucking break, brother.
Fucking A right. We need a break.
It was said that the reason that they put the Ring of Honor title on him is because they're trying to get a TV deal.
They are.
Of all the people, you really are going to, you're going to bet on him.
If I'm not mistaken, they were already trying to get a television deal the last time he was Ring of Honor World Champion. And obviously it didn't go very well.
They didn't get it.
So, kind of like how we do in politics. If you didn't learn from it once, I guess fucking do it again and figure it out from there. Because good God
That's
almighty.
A whole nother show for another time.
You're
baby.
telling me,
Woo!
fam. You're telling me. So let's talk about the Death Riders are backstage. John Moxley says there's no confusion. Wheeler Yuta doesn't owe Orange Cassidy anything. Being a nice guy doesn't mean he has to be loyal. Only because he does. Yuta is not Cassidy's student. He is a soldier under Moxley's command. They have this nice whole thing. Moxley says that there is time to kill, heal, destroy, and build. And as time for those to stop playing at the thing that they want people to think you take seriously. Moxley's looking scarier and scarier by the day, but he's also become more and more serious at the same time. So, again, I'm loving this. This is a different John Moxley. I don't think we've ever seen any version of this John Moxley ever from anywhere. So, fucking run with it. As you can tell,
it's a heel John Moxley because he hasn't bled in a very long time.
Again, if that doesn't tell you he's a bad guy, I don't know what the fuck does. Okay.
Well, he may not have any blood left.
This also may be true. He may just bleed.
Could be a possibility.
He may just bleed athletically non-beer or athletic non-beer. There you go. Or non-alcoholic beer. Whatever the fuck it is. Good athletic's good shit though. Speaking of good shit, Adam Cole, Malachi Black. I don't give a shit what the story is. The wrong guy won. Let's just start with that and let's go on to it by saying Adam Cole being back on our television sets doing the in-ring grapples is everything we've needed.
100.
He is the savior we've been begging for. His fucking work rate in that thing is fucking glorious as always. Malachi Black getting the small opportunity, and I do mean small because they rarely fucking give him solo shots. They rarely give him singles matches. This is a dude that was one of the more dominant NXT champions in a long time. Long time. He's got it, bro. Like, there's a lot to his game, and you guys could give a fuck. And it's disappointing. I love their faction. You should love their faction. We should all love their faction. These guys should all have individual prowess. They should be fucking pushed, yet we get what we get. But I'll take it for what it was right here. Malachi lost. Adam Cole picks up a W, a much-needed W, and the entire thing is for him and Roddy to both get the 3 wins by Full Gear. So it's a triple threat against MJF. But, and I know I'm already going off on a tyrant here, wouldn't that kind of leave Adam Cole to get beat up by the Undisputed Kingdom?
My whole thought process is they're going to let Roddy get 2. Adam's got his 2. the third and final match is going to be Roddy versus Adam.
Hey, I like that.
That just sounds like, something that would be right up Max's alley.
Mm-hmm. And one of them's going to turn.
Yeah.
And then when you throw in the Don
Roddy's
Callis,
going to turn.
Because I didn't see this match either because I was still at the damn store.
Hey.
But I think Adam had mentioned a stipulation that if they both get to 3, then the match becomes a triple threat. And we all know MJF isn't gonna stand for that.
No.
He's gonna announce some fuckery and some shenanigans like he does.
Oh yeah, no, it's exactly what he does. Anyway, Malachi left the ring. This is when Adam Cole grabs the microphone. Does the whole, like they said, he's one of the best guys he's ever faced over his 16-year career. Malachi Black gets a large, huge chant. Cole says that, that's the whole plan is for him and Roddy in the triple threat. Then as soon as it ends, we get a fucking very cinematic shot of MJF, a very frustrated, pissed off MJF, making a phone call to somebody, I don't know who. And apparently it wasn't Don Callis. There had to be somebody before the Don Callis or after the Don Callis, whatever. And he makes his phone call. Somebody needs to get taken out. So I think you're right there, Rob. I think MJF is going to do everything in his goddamn power to ensure that this is not a triple threat come Full Gear, which is all of about 2-3 weeks away.
It's going to be Bob the Fish.
Hey, I haven't seen Bob the Fish since he was chucking the fists in the boxing rings.
Bob the Fish and Kyle back together.
Hey. They're
gonna pull up in the minivan because Bob the Fish has got to drive the kids to soccer practice.
That's right, soccer practice. Don't forget soccer. Baseball season starts here in a couple months. Renee's backstage. Actually, no. Before we get to the Renee backstage, the fucking Private Party just won these belts, and now Tony Khan says, "Cool, fucking Fatal 4-Way, Full Gear, because fuck you." That's why. So, I mean, Kyle and I had pretty much said that our picks for this thing is going to be the Outrunners, House of Black, and La Facción. And you could literally have any one of those fucking teams win the belt and you'd get a pop. And I kind of feel that's where we're leaning. I kind of feel Private Party got their dub. Congratulations. Now give me the belts back. Hoping I'm wrong.
It's wild. You remember when AEW started, how ridiculously over they were?
Oh, they were ridiculous. Crazy ridiculous. People were loving the entrance. People were singing along with them. They had the whole thing where Mark Quinn was screaming like a girl.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
And then I don't know what the fuck happened.
Well, Quinn did get injured for a while.
Yeah, that's
But then they came back and they didn't do anything with them, and now they kind of built him back up, and now you're putting him in this 4-way match where it's like, oh fuck, they might lose the titles after only holding it for 2, 3, 4 weeks,
if that,
and then they're gonna go back into obscurity if they lose. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? This start-stop shit. We already have a company that does that. Like, we don't need 2 of them.
We really don't. We don't need 2 of them. Nor I don't think we want 2 of them. But, no. D, I want to ask you, is it, you didn't even have to ask it. We're getting in. It's that easy. That's it. Flip flop, make it happen.
You had that real feel good moment. They don't need a super long reign. I'm not saying give them like a year reign, but a month, 2 months. Let them hold it through to the end of the year.
Yeah, that's not too far out.
I mean,
yeah. What's the next pay-per-view after Full Gear?
World's End.
And that's in February or January?
December.
Oh, then you can...
End of the month.
Yeah,
that's fine.
They can lose by then. That's cool.
Do a fatal 4-way with the winner facing them at World's End. And then you do a switch.
Yeah, rather than Full Gear.
And I think we did talk about this the last TSK show that we did, that the tag team division is in need of a serious hit the button for the real restart, and I think this is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hope they, that a boy DC. Hopefully. So, speaking of hopefully, Renee's hoping to just get an interview happening with Switchblade Jay White. He's literally like, oh, Hangman says he's going to do this and he's going to do that to me. Ah! And then he gets attacked because I thought that was the funniest fucking thing in the world. He literally gets blindsided as he's talking shit. You know, it's the old saying, you know, fuck around and find out. And Hangman said, you're going to find out. Love the whole thing. Goes all the way out to the ring. They end up getting separated because it was Juice. Goddamn Juice. I keep blanking on Juice's name. I don't know why. Juice goes out there to make the save. We have this whole thing pegged out. Jay White says that he will dismantle Page at Full Gear and he will have fun doing it. So I'm extremely looking forward to this match. And the reason is because I know that they have a lot of history. I keep going back to the New Japan show in San Francisco where they brought JR in and made some shit look real extra. So, again, I know what these guys can do, and I know that we're going to get an even better showing at Full Gear than we would have on Dynamite or wherever else we would have did whatever. But speaking of showings, we were talking about this and the views of TK. We literally almost got vehicular manslaughter. Chris Statlander is like walking by Renee, looks like she's getting ready to fucking leave, which she did nothing, by the way. Which is why she's there, just to fucking leave. That's neither here nor there. As she's getting ready to leave, she damn near gets hit by fucking Camille and Mercedes Moné, and Mercedes, what do? You can't do anything right. You're so stupid. And it becomes a fucking brawl. Statlander beats the shit out of both of these broads. She fucking demolishes them. Fucking slams Camille's arm in the door. Power bombs Monet on the hood. Now, in WWE land, that means you ain't winning a fuck all thing. You ain't winning shit come the pay-per-view. I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong.
Hope.
This was awesome. This is the Chris Statlander I need to see every week. And you know what have made this better? And I used to always make fun of it. You know what have made this better? If Stokely Hathaway would have came out of nowhere and jumped on her back, be like, yeah, kicked your ass. That would have been the shit. God damn it. See, now you guys are fucking it up. That
should have ended with, you raggedy bitch.
You raggedy bitch.
That's right. Tell them the truth.
That would have been great.
Oh, God. Amir's getting Amir a job, and he does. Speaking of people that deserve a job, he deserves to be your father because he's ours. Christian Cage apparently just wants to face Hook. He's out in the ring, starts making fun of the people because, you know, you're all fatherless losers, as he calls us, because you're our dad, so why'd you leave us, Daddy?
Thanks, Dad.
Fucking asshole. Why'd you get to go get the milk? He never came back. So we get this whole thing. They pretty much introduce Kip Sabian as a part of the patriarchy. I don't know what the fuck I was going to call it. The patriarchy. Then all of a sudden Hook comes down. And he's just like, well, tell me what you want to tell me. So Christian goes on to say that, like, I need somebody like you. I need that ruthless monster, if you will, to be a part of my faction. But I couldn't have your dad in your head. And then he goes on to say, I wish your dad was dead. Because, you know, that's the Christian jokes. And I don't know how to feel or go with this. Again, I am a Taz fan. I'm a Hook fan. You know, I don't ever like somebody getting in between a father-son relationship. But then again, Christian's got a great point. He is a multiple-time world champion in bigger promotions than ECW. Hate to be an asshole about it. And he has a way to follow him. You know, he has a path that can be followed. So am I the only one thinking that this could kind of work?
No, put all the young guys with Christian. That actually works. Christian will do something for them.
Use this as a way to reunite Hookhausen.
Let's go. Hookhausen. We need Hookhausen. I'm telling you. Well, this is the second time we brought up Danhausen this episode, and he better show up on Dynamite. I swear to God.
We just want Danhausen back, Tony.
That's it. We just want the evil. It's not that hard.
Even if it's just one time. If it's just one time.
I just need him to curse somebody. That's it.
Not Adam Cole, because last time he cursed Adam Cole, he went away for a year.
Pump the brakes on the Adam Cole, baby.
Adam cursed Mercedes Moné. I feel like
hey! Somebody gets
okay
it. Somebody gets it. All right, okay. Alex Marvez. I forget what the fuck the bullshit name they call him. He's trying to talk to Don Callis.
Alex Scoops.
There it is. Alex Scoops. Dumbest name ever. So he's trying to get this whole thing. They're literally like hyping up the Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Monster Cage, if you will, tag team, beating nothing but fucking jahoops, by the way. Nothing but fucking jahoops. Fucking, you're in East Rutherford, North Carolina, whatever the fuck. Give me 2 jahoops. You're in fucking LA, give me 2 jahoops. They're just beating jahoops. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. I don't really give a shit. But you can't really praise them. That's when Don Callis, or some mysterious character, I have no idea who this massive son of a bitch was. Kind of looked like fucking, Obafemi, or whatever. I don't even know. This fucking massive motherfucker comes in. He's got a phone. He's got a box. And he plays this message. He gives him the box, gives him the envelope. It's got a bunch of cash in it. It's MJF on the phone saying he needs him to take care of somebody. And if he can do it, there's another bit of fucking cash in it. But if he fucks up his ring, there's more men with suits out there that could do more damage to him. So I'm already a little scared of MJF. But again, Don Callis is going to get involved in this thing somehow, some way. Question is he going to cost Roderick? Is he going to cost Adam Cole? Who knows? Again, I'm intrigued, but at the same time, it's like, where the fuck are we going? You know, does that make any sense to y'all? Like, where the fuck are we going?
You thought we were going that way, but then all of a sudden we're going that way when we should have been going that way, and it's just like,
it's like the LA traffic, bro. It's like if you fucking stay in the left lane for too long, you will end up on like the 95 or whatever, going some fucking place you don't want to go. Or that you'll stay on the 101. It's literally you're right here and you're in the wrong lane for something, and now we are on some fucking tyrant bullshit over here. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just lost. Like, I get MJF needs help, but like, huh? Speaking of somebody who doesn't need help, who needs a little more fucking screen time though, so maybe she can get a goddamn pop. Penelope Ford, Jamie Hayter. Again, for a lady who's been on the shelf for 2 goddamn years, what a match. What a goddamn match. Jamie Hayter, however, another one who's been on the shelf for a hot, long minute. Glad to see her back. Glad to see her out of the negative light that is Collision and Rampage. Glad to see her here. This was a good match. Jamie Hayter deserves praise. Penelope Ford, again, another one, needs fucking screen time. I'm telling you, she needs screen time. Is she green? Sure. But guess what she also has besides the greenness? She's eager to learn, and she's good looking. Good looking. And you know what good looking does? Means huge. Because I remember when Chris Statlander was looking like an alien, and nobody gave a fuck. Then you told her, hey, just be you. And now everybody's like, oh, it's Chris Statlander. Check her out.
check her out.
Check her out. Speaking of check it out, gotta have Mina. Oh my God, I was called her Marina. Mina Shirakawa. She's on her way back to AEW next week. And
Mina
then we get
coming.
She's coming. We're all coming a little bit. Don't trip. Just check yourselves and make sure you get cleaned up afterwards. Hey, yo. We get a video package. Kazuchika Okada talking about how he's the greatest tournament wrestler there's ever been in the world's sport history. Whatever the fuck. Okada can do no wrong. All he had to do was call everybody a bitch at the end, and then I would have just fucking popped. So, Ricochet gets a mystery partner for this tag match between Konosuke Takeshita, I'm reading the K's like a T, and Kyle Fletcher with this badass new theme, by the way. Fucking badass new theme. And we're not sure. I think Mark Davis was a good idea for Ricochet's tag partner. Even Will Ospreay was brought up as a tag partner idea for Ricochet. And instead, we get the returning Powerhouse Hobbs, who somehow, some way, got bigger. I don't understand it. I don't want to ask too many questions.
No.
But the man got bigger.
Him big.
Him's big.
The dude is like the Brock Lesnar equivalent of AEW. He goes away for a while, comes back, and is even more ginormous.
I don't get it.
Him, Randy, and Uncle Alan must have been hanging out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, the big meaty fellas of the wrestling world all of a sudden over here. Good.
The meat convention.
Gracious.
The meat seminar.
Oh, my goodness. So, love this match for what it was. We got a lot of high-flying action. Kyle Fletcher is doing absolutely everything in his power to push himself as far away from any Will Ospreay comparisons can be, from the hair to the music to the everything. He is doing anything and everything possible to get as far away from that idea that I am Will Ospreay or anything close to him, and I love that. Takeshita looks strong, and I hate saying it like this, but I'm already a little antsy with anticipation to see him go somewhere else and defend that belt again. Because the Maple Leaf Pro matches were sick. What else can you give me? Is Rev Pro doing something? Can you get to New Japan before January?
He'll be defending the belts on Friday.
Hey,
at New Japan Strong.
There we go.
TJP.
Ooh, hey, now that's what I'm talking about. That's gonna be a good one right there. That'll be a really good one right there. I like that.
I like that.
So, let's see. Takeshita initially caught Ricochet, snaps through, shooting star press, spear gun charge, lariat, picks up the dub. After the match, Fletcher grabs a steel chair, smashes Hobbs on the apron, following one to the back of Ricochet. Wants to go for the Tiger Driver. That's when his old partner, or I guess partner, if you will, whatever. Mark Davis comes down, makes a save, drags Fletcher to the back. There's a shoving match that occurs. Lance Archer and Brian Cage hit the ring, attack Davis, laying him out. Adam Cole runs out. Takeshita takes him out. It's fucking just an utter, just chaos, belligerent, whatever the fuck. That's when we get the Will Ospreay music hit. He comes out to a ruckus ovation. Cage and Archer save Fletcher. It's a stare down to end the show with the Don Callis family. Not, again, for as stacked of a goddamn card as we normally get, this was not as top tier, if you will. But it was enjoyable for what it was.
It was enjoyable for what it was. You know, there was something I saw earlier in the week where people were comparing Kyle Fletcher, this new Kyle Fletcher, the proto-star Kyle Fletcher, if you will, to a young Randy Orton.
Hey.
And I'd want to see Kyle just, come out one day and just hit the pose. Just to kind of mock what these nerds have been saying about him. He's
like that.
He's not the next Randy Orton. He's the only Kyle Fletcher.
Yes,
stop it. But I love when they feed into that. I don't know if you guys remember when Randy was on Twitter about the dives, and during PWG, it was actually everybody in AEW, Ospreay, the Young Bucks, and Ricochet were just doing RKOs for about
everybody. And I remember it vividly because every time Excalibur, it's a cutter, and they're like, I swear there's a different name for it.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, love that stuff.
Gotta love that stuff. All right, let's now. Speaking of the stuff, let's jump into some fun stuff because you won't believe what comes out of some of these nerds' mouths, and we got some nerds for you this week. So, some people think a hip toss is something that happens when a senior citizen stands up too fast, and as such, this is shit Mark say.
Yeah.
They talk shit, so much shit. Little virgins in the basement eating Cheetos, wearing piss stains. Listen to the shit Marks say.
All right, let's get right on into it. Shit, Mark say. I hate to break it to you, folks. We were doing the Twitter move, and some of the shit that the Mark say actually worked in the business. So we're going to start right off the bat with one that caught a lot of people's attention. We're going to go right for the WWE guy, Jacob Fatu, and the ghosting of the non-profit, whatever non-fuckery, all the fucking nerds on the internet giving him shit, going bananas. Oh my God, why would you walk out on a nonprofit? It's been resolved. However, even though this is shit Marks say, we're going to kind of add a little shit Marks do, because why the fuck would you do that? Why would you walk away and not pay a nonprofit? Why would you keep the money in a nonprofit?
And a children's charity of all time.
I was waiting for one of y'all to say it. All right, so for the people giving Jacob Fatu some shit, you guys are jerks. And of course, Jacob Fatu, you're a massive jerk. But
8 months ago, half of you didn't even know who Jacob Fatu was.
This is true. And every fucking nerd on the internet was, oh, could you?
How could you release him? Shut up.
Exactly. Relax, bruv. Relax. All right, so speaking of somebody who really needs to fucking relax, this one's the big one of the week. Former AEW wrestler Jake Hager, the night of the election, shocker. So, This is coming from WrestlingHeadlines.com. All the stuff directly from his Twitter, all deleted tweets. And some of them started, and I go through some of the best. He says, I love the pro wrestling fans that think they're educated. Wrestling fans die believing their shit they told is real. Fan replied or whatever. He says, Tony Khan is someone who threatened my job if I didn't stop promoting my Trump. He's a communist. And then he says, do you want proof that Tony Khan is a communist and threaten me to be silent or else? And then goes on to pretty much by Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling in Enfield, Connecticut. He will no longer be appearing on the December 14th show. So this is what happens. I do remember who was the dude from the Forgotten Brothers that did all the Trump talking and got X-nailed? Jackson Riker.
Gunner.
Jackson, thank you. It's the same fucking thing. As they say in the work world, there is no room here for politics. You can love and support and do and say what you want. Don't fucking do it on a public platform. Especially with one with a fucking instantaneous reaction like goddamn Twitter.
Of all places to fuck around and find out.
Goodness gracious.
And I guarantee you, haters going to say, and they're canceling me. They're trying to oppress my political views. They're discriminating against me and my constitutional... Shut the fuck up.
I love how that they use all those dumbass excuses.
Freedom of speech. You do not have freedom from consequences. You fucked around. Now you found out. Shut your mouth. Fine. Go work for Jackson Riker somewhere.
I mean, I couldn't have said it any better.
I am fear.
Thursday. You know what that means. Now, last week, I was supposed to address the comments that Mr. Larkin said about me. Unfortunately, I was bedbound last week. I only just about even made it to my job last week. I was struggling like hell. I'm only just on the mend. Not COVID, thankfully. But I did watch last week's show. Mr. Larkin, once again, running his mouth, thinking he's a big shot. You said I'm very, very insecure and I should just hand you this title that I worked extremely hard for, had to grind, scratch, claw, had to deal with betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. Betrayal by my own best friend and two other guys who were best friends and brothers. You said that I'm insecure. Screw you. I was the world heavyweight champion after literally being back around for 8 months. What have you won? Where's your world heavyweight title? I have accomplished more in 8 months, dog, compared to you. You claim you're the podcast machine. Well, let me tell you this. At promo series, you're gonna be a machine with no power. You are going to fail like your podcasts have. You even brought up my family. My mother is a very, very working class lady. And just like me, I'm working class. And I'm going to be the man with class to beat your bald-headed ass at promo series. As my saying, nothing business. It's now personal. Mr. Larkin, never bring up my family, because it just ends up bad. And the last person that actually mentioned specifically something horrifying about my mother, they ended up in hospital. You're damn right. They ended up in hospital. And I don't think they even got out of hospital yet. But the point is, you want this title badly. Who wouldn't want to be the World Heavyweight Champion on the biggest podcast that is going right now? Let me tell you what. Promo series, when I beat you and I retain this title, it's back down to the bottom, and you're gonna have to scratch and claw and fight your ass way back up. If you're ever thinking that you're taking this championship from me, sir, you better think again. And stop with the delusional crap. Is that promo series? I'm gonna burn you down.
Beer does his thing. I cannot wait for this whole clash to go down. As I have said each and every week, Larkin gets battered everywhere he goes. So before we head to a break, I want to leave y'all pondering, because normally Daz does the whole trivia thing. So this week, I got a random wrestling fact for you. Who was on the cover of the very first ever WWF magazine? Find out after the break.
What's up, guys? It's your TV champion here, Cypher, letting all you know to give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MaxWrestling. We're available on all podcast platforms as well. And give us a check out on social media too, such as Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Also, check out the beautifully done website of maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. New episodes every Thursday. Come and check us out, like and subscribe. Love you guys.
Back to the TSK takeover. I am the man they call LFA. Speak my name and I will appear. Make sure you're liked and subscribed right here on the YouTubes. Follow us everywhere for all the fun information you can get. Head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And of course, the answer to that random wrestling fact, who was the first ever cover athlete of WWF Raw magazine? None other than the man you know as Big Van Vader. Vader. So,
Vader time.
Vader time. Still to come, match week 7 in the Golden Gauntlet as Travis Walker Anderson looks to keep the gate open. Keep it going. Can he make it 2 on the bounce against the man they call Beer? And we do a small look at Crown Jewel. But before we do that, we actually need to hear from the captain and explain why the fuck he ain't here this week. Let's hear from him.
Abashed the devil stood, and felt how awful goodness is, and saw virtue in the shape. Thank you, Moses, for that introduction. I'm sure I need none, but I am, as you can see, changed. Hell has found me and made itself my home. Because that is where my mind has been this past year, Travis. In its own hell. Twisted, tormented, because I lost sight of who I was. And maybe it was a lack of faith. Well, you Your faith got you through a living hell. And here you walk again. But you are a pretender. You are a walker with faith. But faith can only get you so far. I decided long ago that I would put all of my faith in myself. Because whatever you decide to believe in, at the end of the day, only you can get the results you desire. Last week on All Hallows Eve, I did what needed to be done. You see, for almost a full year, I have been reeling from my loss to Travis Anderson. Because not only did I lose my television championship to him, but I lost to him when he had just become an ally to me. That, in my book, is betrayal. And since then, I have had one goal in mind: vengeance. I do plan to defeat Travis Anderson one-on-one at Promo Series. But first, I needed him to feel a sense of loss. And that is why I agreed to fulfill the wishes of the Demoness and once again become the Shape. But here's the thing. The Shape is not just another persona. This isn't the three faces of Foley. When I turn into the Shape, I am no longer the captain. I am merely a vessel for a dark, twisted, unpredictable, and almost undefeatable entity. And as I said last week, I always lose a part of myself whenever I made myself the Shape. But last week, I lost an even bigger part of myself. Because last week, for the first time ever, I was comfortable becoming the Shape. Maybe because I finally accepted that he is part of me. But by making that acceptance, I also became something much worse. Think of it as MCU's Hulk, when Bruce merged himself with the Hulk. This is me, the captain, with all the fucks thrown out. So Travis, what you have to face now is a version of me you have never faced before. A version of me that has accepted the darkness that resides in his soul, that has embraced the coldness of my beating heart. We all have a little devil inside of us, and it's only a matter of time before they are unleashed. Well, I am unleashed. And believe me, this is not a trick. I exist. So if you want to throw TV rules out of the window at Promo Series and let fate decide this grudge match, that is fine with me. And as for you, Corey, you are collateral damage. I did not set out to hurt you by taking your tag team championships last week, but consider it punishment for sweet-talking Travis away from Dragon Club. Now you want to call me out for my dual championship? Well, I spoke with the devil in a ballroom. He took me for a dance and told me you'd kill me. I will give you a chance. I accept your challenge. But you want to ignore the dual rules and go straight for the showdown. Well, you know what? TV rules it is. But we do it on my time. See, Promo Series is already pretty full, and my focus will be solely on Travis Anderson. So you do get your TV rules match for my dual championship the week after Promo Series, on December 5th, my birthday. That's right, you get the honor of trying to take my title on my birthday. while I get to spend it taking you down once again, and the only candle I will be blowing out will be the flame of your ambition. And one more thing before I leave. The devil is on everyone's shoulder. And Phoenix, keep looking over yours, because I still haven't forgotten about you. I don't want to wake up the devil in me too late.
I'm not sure what version of the captain this is, but breaking news right here. He has agreed to defend his dual championship on his birthday against Corey under TV rules, breaking the dual rules, if you will. So that takes place December 5th, the week after Promo Series. And speaking of Promo Series 9, Shoot to Kill, is coming up November 28th, and the card cannot possibly contain any more action, which is why the dual title will be the following week. But we still have the captain in action against the Walker to finally settle the score once and for all. And the Cap just accepted Travis's challenge. It is no longer TV rules. It is an anything goes grudge match. Winner will be decided by none other than the Kingpin himself, Emir Blackman Costello. And it wouldn't be Promo Series without the traditional winner stays on gauntlet. The Phoenix defends the Knowledge Championship first against yours truly. Then we get a rematch from Max 500 as he goes up against Kenny Killa. And if whomever makes it to the final round, they will have to deal with none other than our famous opponent of all time, the Mystery Man. And we are about to find out who advances to next week in the Golden Gauntlet, who will stand tall, if they will, and go on to Promo Series to challenge Corey Cypher for the Television Championship. And yes, that one will be Television Rules. And for my pleasure, and some of yours as well, in a rematch from the Golden Gauntlet, I have called out the newcomer Blade Rodriguez, and the challenge was accepted. But this time, it's a little bit different caveat for him because we're playing it under luck of the draw rules. And since the Cap ain't here, I am going to use my executive power to add a stipulation. That's right. I'm going to do it TK style, if you will. Young Bucks, if you will. The winner of this one goes on to face whomever the television champion is at Christmas Clash. All right. My baby back. And finally, for your main event, 1 year in the making, the podcast machine, Michael Larkin, challenges Beer in a rematch from just last year, but this time, it's for the biggest prize we got, the Max Wrestling World Championship. So, once again, it comes your way November 28th, and we will also predict Survivor Series War Games. Head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/promo series for more information. And, of course, you can listen to the beautifully done theme song right now, Behind Enemy Lines, from the Captain's debut, Monster. Available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and wherever else you get your music. Go check out The Captain's Revenge. But
Rise from the grave, dust to dawn. North Carolina's dead reborn. Walking tall across the land. Talking that trash to take a stand. Ain't no soul gonna.
Max Wrestling and promo fans tuning in worldwide. Join me by offering the handshake to Blade Rodriguez. Blade Rodriguez, he came in as a no one, and now people know his name. He defeated El Jefe Moses Marquez, a captain of Max Wrestling, one of our juggernauts. He knocked him out first try. And I can definitely respect that. See, Blade, my first showing, I kicked his ass too. Now, I cannot offer you your hot dog. but perhaps I can offer you something else. A round of beer. See, a lot of you may think that this is going to be unfair. However, the facts is the facts is. It's the facts. Corey and myself, we are the ones that created this entire gauntlet. So I knew exactly, before I even won, I knew who was up this week. I know who's next week too. I know all of the surprises because I was the one to help set it all up. I said in my promo last week, defeating Blade Rodriguez would be one step closer for me to facing you, Jonathan Beer. The last time you and I met, Beer, I was helping you. I was helping you take out the captain. I helped you become world champion. I made you a promise nearly a year ago that if you ever needed my help, if your back was ever up against the wall, I had your back. And I kept my word. But when it comes to favors, perhaps I wanted to accept that open challenge. You didn't even give a chance to weigh your options. You didn't even give it a chance to realize that you had options. I'm not the only one that have options. You're not the only one that has options. I wasn't the only reason you were able to obtain the world championship. I can't even say that you won it. You didn't do it on your own. You didn't do it quite fair. Sure, you were a bit outnumbered, but hey man, sometimes a world champion has to do what a world champion has to do. I'm not sure if you're world champion material just yet. However, I was trying to make a point. You were able to get to world champion level by becoming Mr. Iron Bank. You had the option to go after a different champion. You had options. However, the Brothers of Max Destruction is here. So perhaps I want a title shot. Are you going to give me one? If I beat you today, what would that say for you up against Larkin at promo series? I mean, hell, wouldn't you rather give an opportunity to a guy that you know is going to fight fair, that you know is going to have your back? Because I've proven that. It would be fair for you to offer me a title shot. Instead, you give the title shot to a guy who was last time champion, just threw the championship away like it was trash. And who was there to pick that title up? Cypher. Cypher was there to pick up that championship. So, with him being Mr. Iron Bank, it sounds like he has some options too. Something that you both might need to think about, you and Larkin. Who knows? Maybe Cypher is going to want to cash in at promo series. Maybe he doesn't like the idea of Jonathan Beer being world champion. Perhaps he doesn't like the idea of Larkin being champion, considering what he did last time. The numbers are stacked against you, my friend. And with the Brothers of Max Destruction, any plans you may think you have, you can bet we're probably going to be there to destroy them. I kept my word. I had your back. Now, I owe you nothing. Now you have to watch your back from Travis the Walker Anderson.
I am beer.
So, I see that there is a challenge now for me to now reach the television title. In my short time since my return, I've been tag champion and your world champion. Now, I've never held the television title. And hereby, I have to go up against a man that I call a good friend and a brother. And a man who was one of my good army of friends that helped me become the world heavyweight champion. Mr. Anderson, you're the man. You're the Walker for a reason. And while you are a dominant force here, sir, you've been one of the greatest that Max Wrestling has to offer. But when there is a championship available that I want to claim to add to the list of accolades since my return, I'm sorry, buddy. I have to go through anyone. My story began with my return. Now, my story completed when I won this. Now, I know that you've been world champion before, and you deserve it, my man. But it's nothing personal. It is just business. Now, when I saw this gauntlet that Cypher opened a couple of weeks ago, I was interested, but I didn't think nothing of it, because I got my own business to deal with on the name of Mr. Larkin. But I will handle that in my own time. I will take care of him a promo series. But Travis, this is all love, brother. No hate. No bad words about you. But there's gold, dog. And when there is championships to win to add to my resume, I gotta do what I gotta do. And I don't want to do it. But you guys have left me with no other choice. I have to go through a brother and one of the rocks that I had to help me win this title from Captain himself. But think if this is a good thing. If you do beat me, that possibly may mean you might be next in line for this. Therefore, Mr. Anderson, ball's now in your court.
What's going on, everybody? I know it looks a little bit different right now. Don't worry about it. The reality of the matter is during post, we realized we did not give you the winner of this week in the Golden Gauntlet. This week it's Travis Walker Anderson defending his spot, trying to go 2 on the bounce up against our reigning defending world champion, Beer. So let's get into the times. We start with the challenger, quote unquote champion. So Beer's time comes in at 3 minutes, 36 seconds. And the defending the defender, if you will, Travis Walker Anderson, comes in at 7 minutes, 40 seconds. This means he went over the 3-minute time limit. Disqualifying him means that Beer gets to move on, and he will go on next week to face none other than a member of the Dragon Club, a buddy he knows a little bit too well, Chad, the Lawyer Malcolm. So we'll catch y'all next week on that one. Congrats to Beer, sorry to Trav, and we continue on the road of the Golden Gauntlet. The boys are going to have some fun with this one. Before we wrap this up, we've got 2 lists. One's nice, one's not so nice, but we always check them twice. It's time to nail some bell-ends onto the board.
A bellend? You're a bellend, mate. Look, bellend 1, bellend 2, big veiny bellend over here.
Boys, this is going to be a fun one. I'm sure you guys know the bell-end board is for the dickheads. That's the American version of a bell-end. It's the dickhead. Who deserves some points on the dickhead board? Outside of Jake Hager. Because he's obviously getting 20 points right off the bat. Right off the bat for that bullshittery right there. I can't. How do you go on to yell communist over the guy that is literally trying to separate a country? I don't get it. I don't get it. So Jake
People
Hager's the
that
first
don't know
one.
what the hell a communist or communism even really is, know, guys that should know better. Jake Hager, pick up a fucking dictionary, dipshit.
I love that. Rob, you want to add anybody?
Could have been worse. He could have just said something about being woke, because they don't use that word right either.
Oh, God. Don't you love that stupid shit? You guys are so woke. Like, yeah, bro, I hate to break it to you. People want to be educated these days. It's not so wrong.
Yet they don't even know what woke is.
No.
It's not waking up out of bed, motherfucker.
There isn't.
Boys, you want to add anybody else to this board? Jacob Fatu, maybe?
I mean, he made good on his mistake. And
He did. He paid him
he
back.
acknowledges that he was wrong.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. We'll let Jacob Fatu go.
I put the charity on the board because they want to bring this up again for the second time. And, it was in their record that he paid them back, and they suddenly didn't see it.
Like, oh.
All right, so we'll give 15 points.
They knew.
We'll give 15 points to Jacob Fatu's nonprofit. I like that. Fucking, that's right. Hold responsible. DC, you want to hold anybody responsible this week?
You know what? I do.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
I'm putting the management of NXT.
Oh! Talking to you, Uncle Sean.
You spend all this money. And don't get me wrong, I love that their women's division right now is fucking stacked. More stacked than it's been since, I would say, we had the 4 Horsewomen. And Asuka and all that. You spend all this time getting all of them, and great. How about putting some attention on the men's division now?
Hey. Coin's got to go both ways, fam. I like it.
Their women's division is rocking, though.
How many points are we giving? 15, 20, 25? 5?
You know what?
Be nice.
I need me a nice even number. Let me say 10.
10. 10 points to Shawn Michaels and the NXT Creative Board. Time to get working on the men. Revamp the men's division and maybe, well, no, your tag division's fine. Just revamp the men's division. Now,
you know it's serious when DC gives them whole numbers.
This is why I said now, because this man's not playing. He's not playing about, not fucking about. He wants the action. He wants it done now. I mean, Shawn Michaels needs to understand.
I got one more. One more for the list.
Who's got some people? Let's go.
I got Mercedes Moné.
Oh, for vehicular manslaughter.
Among other fucking reasons.
She's just trash right now, but yeah.
Just stop doing interviews. You're not good at it.
You're terrible, darling. You're terrible.
You know, if there's ever been an example for somebody that, you know, should have remained with WWE under their promo system where you're micromanaged as fuck.
Don't forget the scripts.
So how many points? 37.5.
37.5.
37.5.
I like it. The Dewey Decimal System comes into play. Mercedes Moné, 37 points. I don't know where exactly that puts her on the board, but I know that she's getting closer to Hulk Hogan, who's on the bottom of our top 5 at 85, Tony Khan at 93, Eric Bischoff at 108, and the sex ring, and I guess unfortunately said the new president of the United States, Donald Trump, sitting on 110. Now, let's switch it up. Let's give some good points up. It's time to put some points on the Brub board. So let's give some good points out. This is going to be a shocker. It's going to be a shocker. I am me, this guy right here, the guy that does the retros. I'm giving, Daz, don't freak out and have a heart attack, Jim Cornette. I am giving Jim Cornette 25 points for blasting Donald J. Trump for being, and I quote, where did it go? I said something. Oh, here it goes. A criminal buffoon. There it is. Jim Cornette.
And sweet to the points.
To the fucking point.
With a rare Courtney W. Good for you, Courtney.
Good job, Courtney.
I'll say, next thing you're going to tell me is that Mo was going to say something nice about Nick Patrick.
Stop it. Now we're living in fantasy land.
Stranger things have happened.
The next thing you're going to tell me is Uncle Dewey's the president.
I mean, we got to wait 4 years.
I mean, he's a better businessman than the current dude, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's also another podcast for another time.
All right, well, again, 25 for Jim Cornette. Any good points for the people out there, guys? Anybody deserves some good points? You know what? I'm going to do this for one of our own. I want to give 10 points to Mike Larkin. I want to give 10 points to Mike Larkin. 1, for stepping up to the challenge against Beer for number 1. And number 2, for just putting in the work. I understand how hard this job is for putting in the work.
He do be putting in the work.
So 10 points to Mike Larkin.
He do be putting in the work.
There we go. I'm giving points out left and right. Boys, you got any points?
Dan, will you pay him?
I'll pay him.
I'll pay you.
Fucking spot on. Spot on. We need to clip that and make it a thing. All right.
Just kiss.
That's it, boys. I want to thank y'all for joining us. I hope we have walked you harder than getting fired by a company that just had a $50 million payout. Lord have mercy. So, again, as you guys know, it's time to do a little bit of talking with the boys. And we're going to let you know what we've been up to on this episode, or on this, I guess, section, if you will, of Click Talk. So, as we know, we've been doing our stuff. But before we get into what the TSK has been doing, what have y'all been doing? Has the pundit come back? I did see a very Halloween episode.
Back Friday.
Oh,
that's
Friday.
coming back Friday.
Love that.
Friday got something cooking. Mike Larkin and I are recording our season finale. Doing that tomorrow, where we will be discussing the one, the only, the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns. We will, of course, be joined by some 2 very special guests. Of course, Mr. Robert Davis.
Yeah.
And the one and only, one of the absolute greatest of all time, the Demoness.
Hey, there you go. It's a combination that can never lose.
And as of last week, it is now a 3-man team for the weekly review show with myself, Mike Larkin, and the one and only Paul Morales.
That's what I'm talking about. Love that. I
It's a good
love to
trio
hear
right
it. Love to hear the dead man of RWT is still rocking. He's going. Again, another reason why Mike got support this week. He is giving a platform to those who don't have one. I help try to do that every now and again, but the reality is Mike is doing it probably on a little bit better level than me, but that's okay because this is what we got. So, Rob, tell me what else you got going on. There was an awesomely, specially spooky episode of the Blackhearts. So let me know what happened. What's going down?
Yeah, we just put out a new episode of Deep into the Heart of Wrestling. We actually filmed it on Halloween.
Yeah, you did.
So if you watch this episode, the Demoness and myself are in full costume. We just had to do it for the sake of doing it.
For the giggles.
And it was a lot of fun. It's garnered a lot of reaction on TikTok and Instagram, and it was really fun. We did fun things. We did predictions for the Crown Jewel. PLE, and we talked some hot topics of the current wrestling time. It was a lot of fun. Check us out over on Linktree / Blackhearts EBD3. We've got our whole spiel there. We've got a link to Mike's YouTube where all our episodes are at. We've got an Instagram, a Facebook. We got a Twitter. We're not calling it X, Elon. Fuck off. We got a TikTok now that
there you go.
we're running. So we're hitting it on all cylinders. We should be coming back soon with another episode. We're going to be kicking out a couple of episodes this month. So look alive.
Look alive, and that's all you can do for them. So I love that. For the TSK, we have, we just did an AEW review. So that was one of the most recent ones that we had dropped. There's some past episodes that y'all should check out. Full Gear, unfortunately, isn't for about 3 weeks away, but we will be covering that when it's time. So just keep your ears plugged for that one. And, of course, the only way to do all that fun stuff is to follow all the fun socials. SMR Podnet, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, Max Footy Pod. That's coming back, by the way. I'm telling y'all, December is the month. If y'all want to hear some American talks of football, and I don't mean with the pads on, you're going to get it on December. Why? And I'm going to steal it here with the boys because the MLS Super Draft, San Diego FC, starts up next season, and we get to pick 3 of the best players in the MLS eligible pool, whatever the fuck that is. So for all you English footy fans, or I guess worldwide footy fans out there, I get to explain to you how the fucking MLS is fucking it all up for everybody else. So make sure you're following that. And that's going to do it for us for this week. So remember to head on over right after this episode drops to Corey the Prophet's TikTok, so that way you can be a part of the Aftermax. You never know what could go down there, and you have to catch it live. Last week, Corey had a lot to say, and then he got it all off of his chest. A couple of weeks back, you saw me lively, challenge Blade Rodriguez, and all that can happen right there on the Aftermax. So join us next week for the Captain's Return and week 8 of the Golden Gauntlet. Can we reveal that the premature event will be... Actually, I should say, I'm going to reveal that the next opponent for the fucking Golden Gauntlet is none other than the man with the briefcase, the man you should worry about the most, the lawyer, Chad Malcolm. So let's see if Travis can make it 2 on the bounce and 3 on the trot. You've been watching Mo and the TSK. We too sweet 'em out here, boys. Goodbye and good night. Bye, go.
See you.
Well, bye,